The tragic story of the Mabel family from Salina, Texas has been a source of internet intrigue for years. When it first came to the attention of the online community in 2016, it appeared to be the most convincing case of supernatural activity to date. The story began in March 1990, when Olivia Mabel and her husband suffered the unexpected death of their 7-year-old son, Aiden. Aiden was playing outside when he fell into a nearby pond. Unsupervised, Aiden drowned, and his body was discovered shortly after. The blame of this preventable tragedy, coupled with the grief both parents felt, caused their marriage to deteriorate. They divorced 1 year later. The ex-husband, eager to begin a new life, moved to New England and remarried. Olivia, however, chose to stay behind in their Texas ranch house. Alone with her grief, she became reclusive, detaching herself from family and friends. No one heard from her for years. Until February 1994, when the Salina, Texas Police Department received a series of 911 calls from the Mabel residence. The calls were completely silent. As per protocol, a unit was dispatched to the house. The interior of the Mabel residence was dilapidated and seemingly abandoned. However, one single room had been meticulously maintained, the bedroom of the late Aiden Mabel. Aiden's room, clean and tidy, featured what can only be described as a shrine. Flowers adorned the boy's belongings, an old baseball glove, a pair of shoes, handwritten letters numbering in the hundreds, all addressed to the deceased 7-year-old from his grief-stricken mother, lay in stacks atop the shrine. The centerpiece, along with a framed photograph of Aiden, was a series of yellowed pages spelling a single phrase, written in Sanskrit, which simply read, "Construct." What was Olivia Mabel constructing? In the corner, sitting in a rocking chair and holding a doll, handmade from broken branches, was Olivia Mabel. Based on the condition of her body, authorities estimated she had been dead for months. Near Olivia's body, investigators found a crumpled and stained piece of paper. The contents of this paper read, "My Aiden, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. I should have never let it get like this. I'm leaving. I will not let you keep me, you vile, evil creature. Mommy's coming for you, Aiden. My sweet Aiden. Mommy loves you." On the top right hand of the page was the date February 27th, 1994, the day the 911 calls were issued. This led to many questions, most notably, if Olivia had been dead for months, who wrote this note, and who made the phone calls?
Mabel died on the property in 1990 from a drowning incident. The documents and writings found at the scene were written in an unidentified language and are currently being analyzed. Let's go. Miss Mabel was discovered deceased inside one of the rooms. Her body was found upright in a rocking chair, but in a figure made of sticks and leaves. Judging from initial reports, Miss Mabel had been dead a matter of months.
News of this bizarre case piqued the interest of paranormal investigators, who began constructing what could be considered the leading theory, a theory that revolved around the concept of a tulpa. A tulpa, a Tibetan term loosely translating into thought form, refers to a physical being that is manifested by extreme emotion. In Olivia's case, some speculate her overwhelming grief caused such a creature to form. Or perhaps Olivia purposely conjured it herself, unaware of what she was bringing into the world. This is evident in the Sanskrit text featured in Aiden's shrine. If this is the case, what was her motivation? Surely Olivia didn't intend to conjure what she described in her note as a vile, evil creature. Perhaps she only wanted companionship. Perhaps this was the closest thing she could get to a reunion with Aiden. The cause of death, for those leaning toward a supernatural explanation, was that Olivia's tulpa became unbridled, and it ultimately killed her. To this day, the case appears unsolved. The website, oliviamabel.com, which includes all available public resources regarding this case, including scanned police reports and death certificates, lists a number to a tip line. Despite the case being 25 years old, the tip line appears to be active. But looking closely at these items of evidence raises questions regarding their validity. Let's look at the case number on the police report. 93050666. The first two digits of a police report are typically meant to denote the current year. However, the 911 dispatch occurred in February of 1994, not 1993. Also, no record can be found of police officer Francesca Santiago, who supposedly led this investigation.
I remember being there and it was just freezing cold inside that house and it was warm outside. She was just sitting in a chair and I can't tell, we still don't know how long she had been there for. She was just there, dead, and there was a crib in the corner. She wasn't pregnant or anything. No one found anything about that. It was just there. It was very strange, I would say.
And Officer Santiago is not the only person in the story to have their existence called into question. The key players themselves, Olivia and Aiden Mabel, appear nowhere in the United States Social Security Death Index. So, was this whole thing staged? And if so, why? The answer to this question can be found in the Kickstarter of an indie horror movie called Thoughtform. The trailer of this film depicts the tragic events of Aiden and Olivia Mabel and their secluded Texas ranch. Although it's not unheard of for a movie company to use historic events to base their films, the timing of this Kickstarter is suspicious. Let's take another look at the Olivia Mabel website. While the website appears to have entries dating back nearly a decade, upon investigation, the domain name was purchased only a few months before the launch of the Kickstarter for Thoughtform. So, was this whole story fabricated to garner interest for an upcoming horror film? With that in mind, let's take a fresh look at the photos taken at the supposed crime scene. Do they appear staged? In fact, they do. Among the grief-stricken letters and memorabilia which make up the shrine to Aiden Mabel is a familiar image of a creature who surely didn't exist in 1994. Viral marketing to this extent is not unprecedented. In this modern age, storytelling has become interactive, pushing boundaries of immersion and often asking audiences to become actively involved in the process. It's clear that the independent film company behind Thoughtform was simply attempting a similar marketing strategy, and although their Kickstarter never reached its goal, and the film has been indefinitely put on hold, let us give credit where credit is due. They succeeded in telling a captivating and disturbing story. If you enjoyed this video and look forward to similar content, please consider subscribing. And if you have any suggestions for future videos, please leave them in the comments below. I'd also like to take a moment to acknowledge the Reddit community for their support and enthusiasm. You guys are amazing. As a new content creator, such an outpouring of encouragement motivates me to continue providing the best content I possibly can. I can't begin to thank you all enough.